Hey guys, and welcome. Today is going to be a bit of a different episode than I usually do. Um, and to any new people, you're welcome here. I'm glad to have you. Uh, so I'm gonna talk a bit about my emotional experience as a guy. And yeah, I do really hope this goes out to as many people as possible. So I'm gonna ask this once, and this one time only. If you guys like the video, please leave a like on the video. Anyways, before I get into the story, I'm gonna have to do a couple of things. It'll just take 1 or 2 minutes, so for those of you who are only here for the story, I'll try and make a bookmark, like the YouTube bookmark thing, down. If not, I'll put the timestamp in the description. Okay, so a couple of things. I said I would do this, so this is the hall of my adventure, the big adventure. And I did also do the wooden panning thing on the bony soil, and I got a couple of things. I also did decide to pan a couple of sands and gravel, and I got a temporal gear. So that's nice. And another gear. So the main goal today will be running back to the trader. Bronze pick. So over here. So I'm sorry if you guys were hoping for progress today. Anyhow, I am extremely anxious and kind of scared to do this. But I think it is probably gonna go well. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna go grab food and then go sleep, and then we can head out. Hopefully the monsters die outside when I sleep. Actually, I should probably sleep first before we go with this. Okay, yeah, I should have everything I need, probably. I hope I'm not missing anything. Okay, I'm just gonna grab my food and then we'll start the story. There shouldn't be anything else. I have the gears on me to trade, in case I do need it. Okay. Alright, so firstly I'm just gonna mark this thing, make it pinned. Okay, so I think the story really begins with when I was a kid. So as a kid I was like very weak and like skinny, and I was like different in every which way you can imagine. And so that kind of made me feel like I was looked down upon somewhat. I'm not sure if like kid me could put words on it, but I think that's how I felt. And it's also why I've kind of talked about why my favorite movie is How to Train Your Dragon. So Hiccup is just a better version of me, kind of. Anyways, I was also a very sensitive kid. And so there came up like situations where I was, I don't know, crying in public or like in front of other people. and I would get these like weird looks. Like even as a kid, you'd think that this won't happen. So yeah, it kind of felt like I shouldn't really be feeling those emotions. So I repressed them, the feelings that is. And there were also other situations where it kind of felt like I wasn't allowed to feel different kinds of emotions either. So it just led to me kind of repressing a lot of emotions. And I'm not sure if you guys have ever tried to repress emotions, but they always like seep out and show up in other ways. Yeah, they kind of like seep out and take on different forms. So in my case, my emotions showed up as anger and hatred. And those emotions were kind of like socially acceptable for me to feel. So I think naturally that's why why it showed up as those two feelings. Yeah, but also like even though it was socially acceptable for me to have those feelings, it was not really, it was kind of looked down upon to like express these feelings in like a dire way or something. Like if you showed like too much like emotions that you're kind of in distress kind of, people would think you were doing it to grab attention. So not only did I like repress a lot of emotions, I also repressed my expression of them. And yeah, I think that really hurt me, and I think it kind of broke me emotionally. So I couldn't really feel sadness or a bunch of other emotions. I couldn't really express those emotions that I was allowed to feel. So I was just left completely broken emotionally. And so when you repress anger, like you can't really repress emotions. That's kind of the point I'm trying to get at. You can't really do it. It just seeps out in different ways. And in my case, my anger was directed towards people I love instead. And I don't know, that's just kind of a sad and painful thing to look back upon. And yeah, so I was repressing a lot of emotions, and it did leave me like unable to process any emotion at all. And I don't know, it reminded me of an anime called Violet Evergarden, where a character says to the main character, Violet, that is, that you are burning up, but you don't notice it, kind of, in a way. Paraphrased a bit. And I think, even though it might have been like different situations, I think I was feeling a bit of the same way. Like I was hurting myself without even knowing it. Like I couldn't even process it, and that's kind of sad. When I look back at like my teenage years, I can't really remember like a period of time where I was happy. And like I'm sure I could be happy in a moment, or like smile in a moment, or like be with friends. And I'm sure other people with like, I don't know, depression could probably say the same thing, but it's like the overall feeling, I guess, that during this period of time in my life I wasn't happy. And I'm not sure if like other people have felt the same way. And I'm also sure that I might not be in like the most horrible situation, and a lot of people might have had worse situations than me. But also like one point to that is then you're kind of minimizing your own emotions, and then we're kind of like back at square one. Like we aren't doing anything productive if we're like saying that. Anyways, yeah, so that, and like, I hated feeling hatred and anger. So I think I started hating myself. And after a while of doing this, like for, I don't know, 2 years perhaps, I just kind of got tired of it, so I just kind of numbed out. I shut out completely. So I was just numb. The only feelings I could feel was like anger or numb or nothingness. Yeah, kind of like that. And like no one should really have to feel these things. And I don't know how one would go about to fix this like societally. But I know how I fixed this for me, like my solution, how I solved it. So I started like solving it by, well, first of all, before like I had any real solution, I used music as a way to express my feelings. So during like my early teenage years, I listened to a lot of rap, and then it kind of turned into metal slash like punk-ish. And I still listen to it a lot today and express my emotions that way. Like I am not completely fixed at this point. I know I can allow myself to feel things, emotions. I still struggle with like crying. Like I have allowed myself to feel feelings. I've allowed myself to feel sadness. Like I can feel sadness. I can recognize sadness nowadays. And I couldn't do that like, I don't know, 5 years ago. And I think, like, yeah, I can't really cry. Or there are moments where I really want to cry or really need to cry, but I just can't. My body like forcibly shuts down, even though I'm like actively telling myself that I want to cry. I need to cry. And so the last time I remember crying was to a movie. It was Godzilla -1. Not sure if you guys seen it or heard of it even. But yeah, I cried like a baby during that movie, and it felt super freeing, and I want to be able to feel that way. And I think I tried to like remember when I watched this movie. I think it was February 2024, so over a year ago since this has happened. So yeah, but a big help for me was Dr. K. Dr. K from Healthy Gamer. He's a psychiatrist that like gives out advice, not like medical advice or anything, but like kind of helping you fix. And he's talked a lot with like streamers online and how helping them to like process their own emotions. And I don't know, when he talked about Alexithymia, it just really clicked with me. So yeah, if you're in a similar situation, I would highly recommend Dr. K, and like highly recommend just therapy in general. It's okay to feel emotions. It's okay to feel like afraid, scared, sad. It's all like natural. Like we feel emotions for a reason. We were built this way to feel emotions, and it's unnatural to like repress these emotions and not feel them. So yeah, and I think a lot of guys don't really get taught like emotions, or like yeah, doesn't really get taught anything about emotions, and I think have to learn them the hard way, which I think is unnecessary. And kind of the reason or my inspiration of doing this video was I watched a YouTube video yesterday, and he talked about, I'll link everything down in this description that I've talked about, or like external resources or sources rather. But he talked about grief and like losing someone. And he also talked about he kind of learned empathy after that. After like going through that. And I think I was in a similar way, and I think a lot of guys, at least in like my experience, I would say that a lot of guys don't have empathy. Like they just aren't taught it, and so it just kind of gets lost. And that's a super sad thing. But yeah, he talked about like learning empathy after that event in his life happened. And I think I learned empathy at like the age of 19 or something, and I'm 21 right now, so like a long time of my life I just haven't been informed of my emotions. And I think that's kind of unfair if this is the case, that a lot of guys kind of goes through this and doesn't know how to process emotions, or like gets taught some emotions. Because I think empathy is an emotion. Let's see if I can get down from here. Okay. And like I've had this idea for a video basically since I started my YouTube channel. I just haven't had the courage to like do it. And I think I finally got the courage after watching that video, and even still, like, I was super anxious starting this. And that's okay, like, I'm okay to feel this way. But it's like okay to feel this way, and I really do hope that someone that needed to hear this has heard this. Like, I really wish this is the case, because if I had like a say in changing my past, it's that I could hear someone going through a similar experience to me, or I don't know, just like helping me understand what I was feeling. And so I'm trying to be like the change I want to see in the world, and this video is kind of me trying to do that. Like, trying to get people to I don't know, just like me being vulnerable and like showing emotions. I think that's important. That's also like one thing. I definitely go out of my way to try and express my emotions nowadays. And some people are taken aback by that. Like, if I'm in a social setting and like I express my emotions, like oh, that's really sad when someone tells a story, and or like oh, that's a beautiful thing you did for someone. Some people are like, some people have like a physical recoil to like, whoa, this guy is like, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but it definitely, I don't know, it definitely feels wrong. And it feels sad for it to have to be this way. I do hope I got everything I wanted to say. This is kind of my first time doing like a scripted video. So if you guys enjoyed it or like want to see more, I do hope. Or if you guys want to see more, please leave a like and whatnot. And I'd love to hear your guys' comments. I'm sure I missed something. I tried writing down everything so as to not miss anything, but it's bound to be a little bit messy. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.